Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2, A Legacy of the Void. Today, going to be Rogue versus Neeb from Katowice, the group stages. Top right, we're going to have Rogue, and in the bottom left, it is Neeb. Red versus blue, as it is in Premier Tournaments and ladder games. The only other time you'll see different colors is in custom game replays. Or live custom games. Alright, man, so Neeb's going to go ahead and block the natural expansion of Rogue, as Protoss are wont to do in this meta. And it's going to be a gateway expand here from Neeb. No cannon rushing today. No Nexus firsting, and oh, just a little bit too late here on Glittering Ashes. But that's okay, the Pro wants a scout. And he sees the hatchery go down, so he knows it's not a pool first. Or an extractor hatchery, which would be a very, very weird build, but just scouting to make sure. Assimilator into Nexus, into Cybercore, into a second pylon, and then another assimilator. 1-gate expansions are pretty darn common, except in PvP, where if you don't get another gateway, so it's a 2-gate, you're gonna die. Yep. And yep, Cybercore. And yep, Assimilator or Pylon. Doesn't really matter which one you do first. Assimilator. And Pylon. Pylon? Pylon. Pylon. Alright, man, so Rogue's pretty comfortable. He's got his hatch down. He wasn't forced to throw it down here instead, which is super annoying, but Zerg players are pretty used to it by now. And the Overlord perching up here. And Probe says if there are any lings crossing the map, I will see them first. Okay, so 2 lings pop out. And there are 4 lings on the map. Adept should be able to take care of them. It's target opening here from Neeb. And again, this is before the Void Ray nerf, where they made them cost a little bit more and build a little bit slower. Third hatchery at about 2:30. Everything is A-OK here in Rogueland. Hit that like button if you're excited to see what Neeb's going to try to do here against Rogue and whether or not he will be successful. And again, Neeb has not had very much success. Well, getting to the group stages of the World Championship, I'm not entirely sure that could be described as not very much success, but I don't know, man. He won a Premier Tournament, maybe a couple of them a few years ago, but hasn't gotten back there since. That is why. That is why I'm kind of disappointed in him, but everything is, you know, everything's okay. He can still take a map off of players that are elite, like Rogue, like Dark, like Raynor Knight Clem, like Serral. He's still very capable of that stuff. What are we looking at here? Adept scouting in. A lot of workers here from Rogue. He's got nothing but those 4 lings, man. This is 32 drones. Neeb's macro is very excellent as well. We're shaping up for a pretty solid macro-style game. Got an Oracle on the way after the initial Overlord, which is not actually here to defend. Hang on a second. Where's the Overlord? Initial Void Ray, which is hunting for Overlords down this way, but not going to find any. Third base is going to be defended by a couple of Adepts, which is totally fine. And Oracle gonna pop. We're gonna name this Oracle. This Oracle's name is Spamtron, which is a Deltarune. Spoiler reference. If you haven't played Deltarune and you want to, maybe close your ears for a minute. Finally, after using Hyperlink Block, I am free from the noise and can fly. Error. Why am I not administrator account of this Oracle? Why am I still a subordinate? Yep, I haven't played Deltarune. I haven't also played Undertale. I know they're related. My kids are totally into that stuff, but not something I've been interested in. So this reference is lost on me, but it was pretty fun to say anyway. There were some like robotic things I got to throw in there. So third base from Neeb, everything honestly is super fine. Everything is super fine. The world is going great for both players. Roachhorn coming in. Maybe a Roach Ravager Queen Walk kind of a thing here. Moving across. Queens are also nerfed currently, but not in this game. So queens can't transfuse off creep, whereas they can't anymore. In the, like March 27th, 2022 version of StarCraft 2. This is so many workers, man. His army is 6 lings and 7 queens and 60 zerglings at 5 minutes. Can you do that? I don't think I can do that. I don't think I can get 7 queens and 3 bases and 60 workers in 5 minutes. I wish I was able to. I really do. Maybe I'll work on it. Maybe I'll find a build order that does a better job including queens into it. Because I think I can get the worker count, but the queen count is what I struggle with. Anyway. We're going right into carriers, Neeb? Is that what we're doing here today? Sure seems like that's maybe potentially what we're working on, is going right into carriers. Oh, those adepts finished the shade. I don't think that was probably intended. Ugh. Although the lings are pretty dumb and not running around to the other side, so the adept gets, a little more damage. Oh, did the adept actually escape? Hold on a second. No, the adept died. Okay. Sounded almost like she was able to shade out of there, but fourth base, wow. This is a pretty brave fourth base here from Neeb, but hey, fourth base from Rogue's happening. Oracle's got the 1 kill, which we saw. Sniping a creep tumor, not a bad use of energy, but ow, ow, ow. Queens attacking all the time. Infestation pit, drones, stasis ward getting tossed right on down, and oh, actually a little bit late on the reaction there from Rogue. Ends up catching 4 of his drones inside a stasis ward. Stasis trap, not too shabby. I like it a lot. Anything can get here, it's going to be fine with Neeb. So some roaches and lings heading over this left side. They might go after this base, which he doesn't know. He does know it exists because the Overseer saw it. The Overseer, scouts everything. Carrier production. He sees the carrier outline inside these stargates. He sees additional gateways. He sees the fleet beacon. He says, all right, time to throw down a spire, I guess. And by that, I mean he's not throwing down a spire, but he probably should. He's getting Neural Parasite. Okay. All right. He's going to go try to go for the queen stuff. The queen is the anti-air. Microbial Shroud is what's keeping them alive. Because without it, they just die. Queens are not enough against Mass Carrier for sure. So 5 Infestors coming in. Disruptors on the way. Charge. I mean, production tabs are very, very busy for both players right now, which is exactly how we know they're doing good stuff. How we know these are the elite of the elite. You don't make it to Katowice. You don't make it to the World Championship for ESL StarCraft 2 if you're bad. If you don't know the right compositions to make in the right matchups, and you can't make them quickly and efficiently while expanding, while getting a huge economy up, etc., etc. So far, a little bit of harassment, but nothing really much has gone down. 3 drones have died, 5 lings, an overlord, an overseer, 2 adepts. It's just, it's 6s right now. Oh my gosh, Rogue's going for a 5th base at 8 minutes. Pretty zippy, pretty zippity-zoppity here. Going for Burrow. Love that play for the Infestors. Pathogen Glands is not on the way, which I feel like might be a bit of a mistake. But a small roach attack, but charge wands are really good against roaches, man. Especially when, they've got a bit of a surround on them here, too. The roaches are doing the best they can with their position. But all the roaches definitely die. Whoa! Did you just walk across the map and do this? Okay. Wait. Sorry, I gotta back it up. He just, okay. I thought maybe... he couldn't have recalled over. It doesn't have a mothership, so I don't know what I was thinking. But, all right. So coming on up. Army value, 77 to 77. Zealots winning battles against lings down south there. Is this 5th base going to die? The roach attack doesn't do much. The queens are fighting. There's that Microbial Shroud that we were talking about just earlier. Reduces all incoming air attacks to ground targets that are covered by the shroud by 50%? 40%. It's something right around there. It's pretty good. But the Zealots don't care about Microbial Shroud. They're in here doing all sorts of damage to these queens. Void Rays picking off queens here too. The queen count is falling a little bit. There's 8 of them. There used to be definitely more. The Disruptors are cruising out of here like, don't mind us. We're not here. Whoa! And then Rogue GG's out. What? Abrupt. Super, mega, ultra, abrupt ending there. Dude, he had... Okay, his army was 4 queens and 4 infestors and 3 lings. You know what? Okay, Neeb's army was not huge. He had 2 carriers, a Void Ray, an Oracle, 16 Zealots. That's pretty good. An Archon. Okay, so yeah, his army was significantly better. These queens on their own are just not going to stand against this number of zealots, especially. This Archon's got 13 kills. We gotta... All right, hold on. I did not expect this game to be this short. Gotta be honest with you. Oh, yeah, he's just getting huge amounts of damage there on these Lings back this way. And then he jumps up to the front. He's helping kill Lings. I mean, Zealot Archon is really good versus Zerglings. Really, really strong. And then once the queens are running out of energy, the transfuses weren't available anymore. Microbial Shroud isn't helping here because they're dying to ground targets. I love that Disruptors just casually wander in there and then wander out. They're like, oh, pardon us. Excuse us. We'll be leaving now. So this is what I'm talking about. This is Neeb very capable of taking down an elite world champion Zerg player in a PvZ. Did he catch Rogue off guard? Absolutely yes. I don't think Rogue was ready for that at all. I think he was expecting Neeb to maybe get up to a few more carriers. Because if we look... So, hang on. I'm going to go from Rogue's vision here. So, okay. So, he sees this moving somewhat. His production tab, he throws down 18 Zerglings. He doesn't have Neural Parasite yet. He's kind of gathering at the front here to see what's going on. Yeah, but at this stage, what has he got? He's got 5 Roaches, 20 Zerglings, 14 Queens, and 6 Infestors. Yes. But he does, I mean, Neural Parasite's done, but again, Pathogen Glands didn't happen, so these guys don't have the energy for a Neural Parasite. Yeah. He went up to 88 drones. You know what? Zerg players, if you're watching this, let this be a lesson to you. This happens to Rogue too, where you're like, okay, I'm macroing super hard. I've got a ton of workers and a million bases, and I'm getting upgrades, and I'm getting some army units and stuff, and I'll be having a maxed out army here soon. And then the Protoss army shows up, and you're like, I wasn't ready for that. And you try to do your best with it, and you throw down some Microbial Shroud, and your queens are fighting, and they're great against the Void Rays, and they're great against the Interceptors and stuff. There's only there's like 0 Interceptors left now, but then the Zealots show up, and yeah, this is exactly what Neeb needed to do. He shows up with enough air army to kind of, you know, make the Infestors worth it, but then there was so much ground army, it wasn't. If this was just these carriers, I think that would have been a hold from Rogue. Maybe he just completely underestimated the fact that there would be Zealots down here with +1 attack and charge as part of this. Because that's what really did these queens in. It wasn't the Void Rays, really. It wasn't the carriers as much. It was the Zealots with 1 attack and charge. And then it was the Archon here, too, with his 13 mega kills. Yeah, man. I mean, production tab is more Zerglings, which... I mean, these Lings have +1 ground carapace, but no attack upgrades, no adrenal glands, nothing special. Yeah, I mean, that was... I just don't see a way out of it from Rogue at all. He's making more queens, but we've established the Zealots are crushing those. So, yeah, incredibly, just kind of an abrupt ending there, but like, man, that's how games are sometimes. I think, you know, every once in a while I'll go ahead and slip in... Right, go ahead and slip in some shorter games just to mess with y'all, because I do like to cast the long macro ones. They're fun. They're funner for me, but also I think this is educational. So once again, Zerg players, if you miss time when your opponent is going to attack you and you don't have the right stuff for it, you just die. Even if you're Rogue. It happens to him. And if you're Protoss, maybe go for some weird timings. Maybe instead of waiting for 12 carriers and 13 Void Rays and High Templar and Immortals and Colossus and Disruptors, like... Maybe show up with 2 carriers and some Void Rays and some charge lots and see what happens at 8 minutes, right? Maybe your Zerg player's not ready for it. Maybe he just dies. It's not a very super long rush distance on this map either, so that helps. Dude, this guy's in here balling it. He's got 2 kills. Amazing. And then a resources lost, a full 6,000 for Rogue and 3,000 for Neeb, which we're not surprised by. Awesome. Absolutely awesome stuff. Great to see. I told you Neeb was capable of winning matches. Incredible. Great stuff. All right, so that's going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. If you like what you saw and what you heard today, you can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.